Did you know that over 70% of people experience self-sabotage in some form during their lives? It's not always obvious. Sometimes it's skipping that important task, ignoring a red flag, or clinging to habits that quietly pull you down. But here's a shocking twist. Many of these behaviors are rooted in survival instincts. Yes, your brain may be trying to protect you, even as it leads you toward chaos. Here's another eye-opener. A survey published in Psychological Bulletin found that people who self-sabotage are 35% less likely to meet their goals, but when they become aware of their patterns, that success rate jumps dramatically. So, what if you could turn self-destruction into your secret weapon for growth? This journey is about exactly that, learning to rebuild from the ashes of bad decisions and habits. We'll uncover why self-destruction happens, how to harness chaos for transformation, and simple ways to shift from falling apart to thriving. Each chapter is packed with real strategies and surprising truths. Ready to take control of your story? Let's dive into the fire and find the tools to rise stronger. Chapter 1. The beautiful collapse. Sometimes, life feels like it's falling apart, but what if that's exactly what you need? Think about this. Seeds must crack open before they sprout. That rock bottom moment you dread could be the beginning of your growth. When you're in self-destruction mode, it's easy to feel like there's no way out. But psychologist Carl Jung once said, "In all chaos, there is a cosmos, in all disorder, a secret order." Those feelings of chaos are often clues pointing to the areas of your life that need change. Start by identifying patterns in your destructive behaviors. Are you procrastinating because you fear failure? Are you sabotaging relationships because of past trauma? A study from psychological science found that people who label their emotions are better equipped to manage them. Naming the chaos is the first step to understanding it. Next, embrace the idea of creative destruction. In the business world, companies like Netflix thrive by letting go of outdated systems. Apply this to your life. Ask yourself, what part of my life is no longer serving me? It might be a toxic job, a harmful habit, or even a mindset. Letting go makes room for new possibilities. Finally, remember that destruction often brings clarity. Author Elizabeth Gilbert said, "Ruin is a gift. Ruin is the road to transformation. Instead of fearing the breakdown, see it as an opportunity to rebuild something stronger." Chapter 2. Breaking the feedback loop of failure. Have you ever felt stuck in a cycle of bad decisions and worse outcomes? That's called a feedback loop of failure. It's when one setback triggers another, creating a spiral that feels impossible to escape. Here's the good news: you can break free. Start by interrupting the cycle with a small win. According to Stanford psychologist B.J. Fogg, tiny habits are the key to creating momentum. If you've been neglecting your health, don't commit to a marathon. Just drink an extra glass of water today. Small wins build confidence. Another powerful strategy is to shift your focus from results to process. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology showed that people who focus on effort rather than outcomes are more likely to persevere. For example, instead of obsessing over losing 10 pounds, focus on cooking one healthy meal. The shift reduces pressure and increases motivation. And don't underestimate the power of self-compassion. Harvard research found that people who forgive themselves for past mistakes are less likely to repeat them. If you've messed up, own it, but don't dwell on it. Instead, ask, what can I learn from this? Lastly, get an accountability buddy. Studies show that you're 65% more likely to achieve your goals if you tell someone about them, and that number jumps to 95% if you regularly check in. Choose someone who will encourage you, not judge you. Chapter 3. Chaos as a catalyst. Chaos isn't the enemy, it's a spark for transformation. Imagine a forest after a wildfire. The flames seem destructive, but they clear out old debris and allow new plants to grow. Your life works the same way. Step 1 is rethinking your relationship with chaos. Neuroscience tells us that your brain thrives on novelty. Dopamine, the motivation chemical, spikes when you encounter something new, even if it's challenging. So, instead of running from chaos, lean into it. Ask, what can this teach me? One practical way to embrace chaos is to practice planned disruptions. This might mean taking a new route to work, trying a hobby outside your comfort zone, or even starting your day without a to-do list. These small changes train your brain to adapt and stay resilient. Another strategy is journaling through chaos. Writing down your thoughts helps you process emotions and find patterns. Psychologist James Pennebaker's research shows that expressive writing improves mood and reduces stress. Set a timer for 10 minutes and let your thoughts flow. Finally, take inspiration from the Japanese art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold. The cracks aren't hidden, they're highlighted as part of the object's story. When life feels shattered, remind yourself that the pieces can come together more beautifully than before. As Friedrich Nietzsche put it, you must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star. Embrace the chaos, it's not destruction, it's transformation. Don't forget to subscribe for more strategies on overcoming obstacles and embracing growth. Stay tuned for the next chapters on taking the next steps to transforming your life. Chapter 4. The power of micro-revolutions. Big life overhauls can feel overwhelming, but what if you didn't need them? Micro-revolutions, small, intentional changes, are often more powerful than dramatic resolutions. As James Clear writes in Atomic Habits, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Start with a tiny tweak. If you want to improve your fitness, try doing one push-up when you wake up. It sounds insignificant, but research from Duke University shows that 45% of what we do daily is habit-driven. Small actions compound over time. Another strategy is the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. This approach eliminates procrastination, which often fuels self-destruction. It also creates momentum. As psychologist Charles Duhigg explains in The Power of Habit, small wins trigger a cascade of positivity. Want to be more productive? Turn off your phone notifications for an hour each day. Studies show that even brief interruptions can lower your IQ by 10 points. That's the same effect as losing an entire night of sleep. By guarding your focus, you can make progress without burnout. Finally, measure backward progress. Instead of stressing over how far you have to go, look at how far you've come. Dan Sullivan's book The Gap and the Gain suggests this mindset shift boosts motivation and self-esteem. Small victories are worth celebrating. Chapter 5. Shadow Work. Dancing with your demons. We all have a shadow side, the parts of ourselves we'd rather hide. But ignoring it doesn't make it go away. Psychologist Carl Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." The first step is acknowledging your shadow. Maybe it's anger, jealousy, or fear. Write it down. Studies show that writing about negative emotions can reduce their intensity by 27%. Naming your demons robs them of power. Next, reframe your flaws as strengths. For example, stubbornness could mean resilience. Perfectionism might show you care deeply. This doesn't excuse harmful behavior, but it helps you see the value hidden in your struggles. Another tool is self-dialogue. Speak to your shadow like a friend. Ask, "What are you trying to protect me from?" Often, destructive behaviors stem from a desire to feel safe or loved. Understanding this can shift your perspective. Meditation also helps. Focused breathing calms the nervous system and creates space for reflection. A study in JAMA Internal Medicine found that mindfulness meditation reduces stress and boosts emotional regulation. Even 5 minutes a day can make a difference. Finally, embrace forgiveness. Forgive yourself for mistakes and forgive others for theirs. Author Anne Lamott writes, "Forgiveness is giving up all hope of having had a better past. Shadow work is about integration, not elimination. Your darkness holds the key to your growth." Chapter 6. Phoenix Mindset. The art of self-reinvention. When a phoenix burns, it rises from its ashes stronger than before. Reinventing yourself works the same way. But how do you rise when everything feels lost? Start by redefining who you want to become. Visualization is a powerful tool. Studies show that mental rehearsal activates the same neural pathways as actual practice. Close your eyes and picture your future self. What do they look like? How do they act? Be specific. Next, set an identity-based goal. Instead of saying, "I want to write a book," say, "I am a writer." This small shift aligns your actions with your desired identity. According to a study in the Journal of Consumer Research, identity-based goals are more likely to stick. Surround yourself with inspiration. Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Join communities, read books, and follow influencers who embody the life you want. Take bold action, even if it's imperfect. Author Mel Robbins suggests using the 5-second rule. When you feel an impulse to act, count down from 5 and move. This short-circuits doubt and builds confidence. Finally, embrace lifelong learning. Reinvention isn't a one-time event, it's a cycle. Stay curious. Take a course, pick up a new hobby, or challenge old beliefs. As philosopher Eric Hoffer said, "In times of change, learners inherit the earth." The Phoenix Mindset is about growth, not perfection. You're not just surviving the flames, you're thriving because of them. Don't forget to subscribe for more practical tips and life-changing strategies. Keep transforming your journey and becoming your best self.